Oh friends, I want to speak to you about a moment when words lose their authority. There comes a time when definition stands helpless while life surges forward. In that moment, clarity is not found in explanation, but in movement. The river does not ask what you call water. It asks whether you can stay afloat. And when the current tightens around your chest, you will discover very quickly the difference between knowing a thing and surviving it. I have seen people cling to language as if it were a lifeline. They define their fear, analyze their pain, classify their confusion. They speak beautifully about drowning while the water rises. Definition gives the illusion of control. It feels active, intelligent, respectable. But the body does not respond to definitions. Breath does not return because you have named the cause of suffocation. At some point, thought must give way to action or silence. O seekers, the grammarian believed that clarity of speech equaled clarity of being. He trusted the structure of language more than the reality of the river. This is not foolishness, it is a habit. We are trained early to believe that naming a thing gives us power over it. But there are experiences that do not submit to naming. Love, grief, fear, surrender. These realities do not wait for description. They arrive whole, demanding presence rather than precision. I learned this lesson when the explanation failed me. There were times I could speak endlessly about devotion and yet feel completely cut off from it. My mouth moved, but my heart stood still. In those moments, language became a barrier. It allowed me to circle experience without entering it. Only when I stopped defining and allowed myself to be carried, awkwardly, imperfectly, did something real begin to happen. Oh friends, drowning is not a metaphor only for death. Many drown while standing upright. They drown in certainty, in analysis, in the need to be right. They define themselves into immobility. The river of life keeps moving, and they keep explaining why they cannot move with it. Definition becomes a substitute for courage. It delays the moment when the body must act. O seekers, presence is not articulate. It is responsive. When the boat tips, you do not recite instructions. You move. When grief enters the room, it does not ask for theory. It asks for honesty. The heart knows how to respond long before the mind organizes a sentence. But this knowledge is easily drowned out by commentary. We talk ourselves out of contact and call it understanding. I do not say this to belittle thought. Thought has its place. It prepares, clarifies, orders. But when the moment arrives, thought must step aside. You cannot swim by describing strokes. You cannot breathe by explaining lungs. The body must trust what it has learned beneath language. Wisdom lives there, in the place where knowledge has become reflex. O beloved ones, notice how often you reach for explanation when discomfort appears. You ask, why is this happening? Before asking, how do I stay present? Explanation seeks distance. Presence accepts closeness. One keeps you safe in theory. The other risks transformation. Drowning is not avoided by understanding water. It is avoided by entering it correctly. There is humility required here. You must admit that words cannot carry you through every crossing. This admission feels like a loss to the intellect. It feels like silence, like exposure. But it is also a relief. You no longer have to pretend that mastery of language equals mastery of life. You are allowed to be clumsy, to learn by doing, to be corrected by experience. Oh friends, the river will always be stronger than your definitions. It will not pause to be understood. It will not slow down because you are still explaining. When you accept this, something loosens. You stop trying to control life with language and begin to participate in it. This participation is where wisdom grows. If you wish to walk this path honestly, learn when to let definitions go. Let them serve you, not replace you. When the water rises, trust what has been embodied. Move, breathe, stay present. Words can return later, when the shore is near. But in the current, choose life over explanation. That choice is not ignorance. It is intelligence finally willing to live. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for the next episodes.